Hey friends, so I am walking in for my 6-week post-op appointment after my pelvic organ prolapse repair surgery. I'm really excited for it because I'm honestly not 100% thrilled with how my recovery has gone. It's been 6 weeks and I still feel some stitches. And I'm also having this pelvic pain that I want to ask about, so I'll let you know. All right, so this is weird. She just did an ultrasound and so they had me empty my bladder and then they did an ultrasound and it just made me so weirdly anxious. Ultrasounds are kind of traumatic for me with my pregnancy loss history. And they brought me tremendous anxiety during pregnancy. And so now it's like, oh my God, an ultrasound, the gel in my stomach and the feel of it on my belly. I don't like it. It makes me very, very anxious. So it's interesting that I know they were looking at my bladder. They wanted to see if I had been able to empty my bladder after they had me go to the bathroom and leave a urine sample. And that's logical, and yet did not like that ultrasound. Okay, so there's that. I brought up the pain that I've been having with the nurse. She said stitches not having healed is reasonable. She said some people they have, some people they haven't. So yay to be in a ladder group. But so some of them have healed, some of the stitches have dissolved, but many of them have not. And then one other thing I brought up with the nurse was that when I wake up in the middle of the night, I wake up more than I did before surgery, which is, I'm guessing is because of the bladder sling, but I don't know. And then when I do, it's really hard to empty my bladder in the middle of the night. I just can't seem to get things to calm down and release. During the daytime, it's totally fine and normal. So nighttime is weird. So I'm curious to hear what the doctor says about all of that. Quick note, when you're parking at your doctor's office, don't park in the 30-minute spots because you're late. Because now I'm sitting here pantless with a drape over me, remembering that my parking is expiring. I can't go do anything about it. All right, so quick update. That was awesome. I feel insane saying that. I think this is what it looks like to have good health care as a woman. And I'm saying that also as someone who's had a lot of bad health care. The PA who I saw was fantastic. She explained everything to me so much more clearly than it has ever been explained before. She was very understanding of all of my concerns and also concerned about them, which is great because, a lot of times we are dismissed for our pain, particularly when it's gynecological. So I've spent a lot of time kind of worried about this appointment. I didn't even realize it so much because I knew. So I'm having a pain in my pelvis. It feels like an abdominal cramp, from menstrual cramps, but it's kind of in front of my pubic bone. It's this is weird to try to show you. It's right here. So I can't do it with my steering wheel. I'm trying. It's so awkward. Sorry for that, y'all. So I was really worried about that, and also the fact that I still have stitches. So basically, here's the gist. And, I'm kind of glad, given how much I'm sharing about this story, that to have some, I guess, I don't want to say complications, but to not have everything go perfectly smoothly, because I learned more that I can tell you. So basically, here's the deal. I have 2 more weeks of pelvic rest, so no intercourse, baths, exercise, anything like that. So that continues. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my hand off the speaker. They're giving me an estrogen cream prescription, so I'm going to put estrogen cream in nightly. They said that's going to help the healing that hasn't happened yet. Then I'm going to come back in 2 weeks. They're going to make sure everything looks good. Then I will hopefully be cleared for all of the things. Interesting note though on intercourse, she told me that is going to feel less comfortable and that it's going to take about 6 months until after surgery. So it's already 6 weeks, 6 months. So 4 more months once I'm cleared, is how long it can take for that to feel totally normal. I'm admittedly kind of bothered that this was never mentioned until my follow-up appointment. It wouldn't have changed my decision, but I still feel like I should have known. So that's really interesting information to have. But also, so what this is going to mean for me is that she said my pelvic muscles are just super, super, super tight, which they always have been. This is not news. We were hoping that the surgery might have actually helped it because it did some muscle repairs that are part of the reason it could have been so tight. But I don't think that was the case. I think that she seems to think, no, the surgery probably made it even worse. So she's actually, in 2 weeks, once she clears me, she said the biggest things I can do are, number one, going back to pelvic PT. So I will be in pelvic floor therapy, working regularly with my pelvic floor therapist is the Pelvis Pro, Mercy at the Pelvis Pro in Atlanta. And she's actually the one who recommended the Urogyne who did this procedure as well. So the PA who I met with today said, this is, you really need pelvic PT. But she said, I think you're also going to need a little bit more because your pelvic muscles are just so tight. So she's actually, I had no idea this was a thing. She's going to give me Valium suppositories. So I don't feel the effects of it. It just helps my muscles relax. Like, what? That's insane. That's so cool. That's a thing that can happen. So that's what we're going to do. So for the next 2 weeks, I will have estrogen cream to try to help everything heal that I will insert, if you will, nightly. And then after that, I will have an exam. Hopefully we'll be cleared for all the things. And then we will start that new protocol. So that's the Valium and the PT. Valium suppositories, not orally, because it's not for me. It's for my pelvic muscles. What? Okay. So I will pop back in after, or I guess leading into that appointment and then after, and I'll give you an update and let you know how things look then. But I'm really relieved. I'm relieved that she didn't say it's normal. I'm relieved that she didn't dismiss my pain. I'm relieved that there's a plan. And I'm energized. It feels so good to go in knowing there are issues and have them taken seriously and be validated. And if you're having a different experience, if you're watching this and you're coming to this video because you need to know other experiences because you're feeling invalidated, I recognize when I say this how hard it is in a lot of different ways. But if possible, go get another opinion. Because I was really scared going into this appointment that I was going to be dismissed. And I knew I shouldn't be. I knew something was not right. I'm really lucky that I just had such a positive experience. I'm so thankful. I can't really imagine emotionally going and finding another opinion right now. Insurance-wise, it would be an absolute cluster. But I can tell you it feels so good to be taken seriously and have a plan. And if you're having the opposite experience, advocate for yourself first and foremost. But if you can't get anywhere, if it's at all possible, see if you can find some support from a second opinion, because there were issues. And I'm reacting to this as if this were my second opinion and someone had dismissed me, and that's not the case. It's just what we have so often in women's healthcare, that it's what I was prepared for. I actually messaged both my PT and someone who I've worked with who's a postpartum personal trainer and said, like, how do I advocate for myself about this, and told them what was going on. And I didn't need to. And so I'm lucky, I'm grateful, but also, like, your body. Your body. Okay, I'm signing off, friends. Make sure that you like this video if it was entertaining or helpful. Comment. I'd love to hear your stories. And please subscribe. And you'll get the rest of the story. I'll tell you more in 2 weeks.